Welcome back. We're watching some more Konosuba, and if being arrested for applying the entire water supply into pink purplish slime, even if it is edible, quite delicious, and a local delicacy, maybe turning everyone's hot springs into a bouncy castle isn't exactly the best way to make friends. Granted, the high priest of the Axis cult did prove his innocence, in a way. In fact, he was completely guilty, just for some reason they were only really concerned about his connection to the Demon Lord, which, to be fair, the Axis cult may be a little more dangerous. But with Megumin moving on, travelling to the next city over, one to start her journey proper, find a party, some friends, some comrades that really she can work well with, grow further, get more experience, become the masterful magician of all time. Oh, what am I saying? We know what happens. No one gets out of this looking fine. So sit down, get a drink, and begin. Worm. It escaped to safety just in time. That could have been a tragic scene for us to see. Considering the last time that we saw them, or at least not this show, but Konosuba, travelling in a carriage like this in a little convoy. It didn't play out great. It's almost as if she's begging the universe to prove her wrong. One of these days it will pan out and work exactly as she says. Unless they sense a great prize being amongst the convoy. And considering this is just a bunch of carriages, probably not too heavily occupied, maybe she won't be chased off by maniacs like the Axis cult this time. But more that we actually see of Megumin, when we understand a bit of her upbringing, backstory as to why she's like she is, there are small bits to actually be slightly proud of, maybe? How much she actually cares of her sister. How much she's dragged herself up from nothing. But maybe, a limitless confidence in herself should be lauded. Destroyer from the Crimson Village. Well, picking up some interesting names and accolades there. Is there a window on the other side? The lizard runners again. Also, that window seems big enough that they can both look out of it peacefully. Well, that's not allowed. You can't have a child prove them to be acting so immature. What is the Union trying to do? She really hasn't thought anything through, has she? As long as she's relatively staying by her side in some form or fashion. Hmm. I was about to say, do you really want so many mages? S- So, I mean, does she want to destroy her friend rival so thoroughly? I mean, you may be able to see some of it soon. Well, as long as they are all in a very succinct and stationary position. Set flags and expectations. Well, good thing they're in safe hands. Help out. Now, what are they actually fighting against? Well, now they can't turn it down, can they? At least Union might be somewhat useful. As long as they don't leave them behind unlegged. So, the Crimson Demons are fine by themselves. That's a neat. That was a neat sight there, but is it a bit more than they expected? Worm. Gross. Hum. She's about to destroy the entire immediate area, including herself. Just remove the worm as much as possible. Worms. At least if they get eaten, might be able to destroy it from the inside. Is it? Go on, Union. Just a few more. It's a whole hive of them. Well, I guess she doesn't want any of the loot or rewards from this fight. And while they're busy freaking out about a couple of worms, I mean, they put on a show as well as a actual battle of destruction and talent there. I mean, considering she has a array of spells to use and can actually fire more than one at a time. Physically, no, but emotionally, debatable. If they're not worms, probably. Is Union going to fly across the campfires here to no to slap her for setting more flags? Okay. After such a hard fought battle before, and now she's put on guard duty as well. I think she might be able to deliver a slight bit of Congratulations for actually managing to do something. Simple. The resurgence of lurk. We saw that before, used very effectively. In fact, I feel as though I might have that on 24/7 in everyday use. There doesn't seem to be any big distractions to stop her asking an actual question. Oh well, what were you saying? Even though they just saw Shunsuke be taken away, it didn't particularly care all too much until there was more of them. It's not out of her own wishes. She's setting herself up for for an easy going straight away, finding a party already. Yep, she's got her own thing going off. The fact that Megumin feeling a little insecure about her position and whatnot now. Maybe she could have actually done something. Even if it's just a bit of a performance, make it look as though she's casting spells. But that's actually a pretty good way of describing herself. A last resort. But they could have also said, so, well, there's no point us both wasting all of our magical power. What if something else was to show up? If one of us alone can tackle it, take it in shifts. Today was Union's turn. I feel like I could easily get out of this just a little bullshittery. Goblins. Well, she'll be in a catatonic state after all of this. Now, there hopefully is going to be a... Well, why are they all attacking so quickly? But still, be a battle for Megumin to actually do something in it. But at the same point, how much of the local environment do you want left unscathed afterwards? Now that she has successfully weakened the Crimson Demons with these successive attacks, here comes the main deal. Oh, wait a minute. How often are they going to have to be told? Oh, yeah. Took the money and the cat. Ignore, otherwise break contracts. I think she might have the moral high ground in all of this. Why, you don't have to pay. In this, it seems as though the demons themselves are the innocent party. I've not heard a sound like that for like a taking off levitation before. That was kind of cool. Now, why didn't you do any of that before? Back when she fled so many times earlier. Then what about Megumin? Is it just like, I don't see you as a threat kind of thing? No, people weren't particularly wrong. After the humiliation, she made her feel a mild annoyance. You're still in close proximity to everyone else. Hmm. Well, looks like she has made a grave miscalculation. This isn't Union just trying to stand up for her. It's also maybe a little bit of a warning. How long has she been already? Okay, the Master of Flags is now calling out others for setting them up. But how long has she been charging up her spell? Go get her. I'm sure Chumusuke is quite aerodynamic. That is one hell of a throwing arm she has on her, though. I mean, it was a good idea to get her out of the area. It was a fine sacrifice, Chumusuke. Chunky demon. She'll be fine. Oh, God damn it. The fact. Not trying to. Okay. Not trying to suppress her worries or whatnot. No, we'll just dig her a grave later. Is Chumusuke going to actually intervene here a little? You know, Megumin might not have any. Thank you for your purchase. All of this is due to the bracelet. So now, with even renewed hatred for her, how did she know that the bracelet was a bane on her life? Is she going to overdo it and expend all of her magical energy when trying to charge up this? So, you know, if you just let Megumin do the explosion, it would have been fine. Not. I mean, out of all of the wishes she could have given any gods that may be listening, this might be above their own power to solve. Even Aqua! You know they are in danger then. Um. Just like that, It was over. Everyone should leave. And by that I mean every... Really? Just out. I love how understated that was. Now that Lady Warbuck is fine, someone needs to pay for how they were speaking about such a grand mage. Don't worry, it's in part of her build-up for the spell. At least she's got her kind of all sussed out pretty damn well. Audible. This is very nice. I do say that their ability to make nice-looking spells and whatnot is a strong point of this show. Is she being fought back, or is it that she doesn't want to get Lady Warbuck caught up in it all? Huh. And it's all thanks to that bracelet. I did wonder why she wasn't assaulting and annoying Megumin in the journeys that we've seen afterwards. Where? Now, did anyone actually see all that going on, or were they all out cold as well? They say that after she was completely unconscious for a while. Unfortunately, it is a one and done every day kind of thing. Having an actual bit of praise for what she's managed to do, and actually her explosion matter coming in clutch and do it. So maybe her decisions did pay off. Union's not allowed to say nice things about her. Talking is difficult. I will say though that seeing the descent of such a divine power over the city, I didn't expect it to be so early. So that's why she splinters off and does her own thing for a bit. Then she'll be worthy of her. Their constant battle, their back and forth, the tug of war of a power in this little friendship rivalry. I think that's going to get tiresome. How many experience points did Megumin just get, by the way? There's only so much you can put up with the back and forth, the constant barrage of insults on the characters. Megumin being the useless one of the duo. You're just sitting there doing nothing. That's because, well, if you fire off a ballistic missile, you don't want to expend your entire stock into some field mice. You almost feel sorry for that That demon, all she was wanting was to have her master back. Paid for her in good faith as well. Only next time, maybe she should read the fine print on what actually comes with the sales of the Crimson Demon goods. As far as travels goes between city and city and adventure stories like this, attacks by giant worms and goblins and whatnot, it could have gone worse. Considering what we saw before, I think, was it the lizard runners that Kazuma and whatnot had such trouble with? So seeing them briefly mentioned when Megumin was looking out of the window, I liked that little reference. Because wasn't it trying to run for the affection of the females that really started the trouble back in the future as well? But with one demon down, I'm sure that their journeys might go a little smoother now. Exactly how much smoother is debatable, especially considering the city they're going into and the line of work. Since we know Megumin is going to go starving for a while, are we going to see some of the failures? There's only a few episodes left, so I'm guessing so. Maybe it will end up when the prodigal Crimson Demon has the first introduction in the tavern. That's just speculation. Right now, I know that Union has a few admirers, a few parties that she can be part of, while Megumin herself has proved to be quite useful. There's no one lining up to recruit her. For obvious and very sensible reasons. Now the journey there to the City of Axel is coming to a close. Their rivalry is as strong as ever, and yet they might be parting ways, mainly because, well, after the little heart-to-heart that they had while Megumin was almost out cold, Union still doesn't feel up to or good enough. When she is really the reason why Megumin hasn't passed into the great beyond so many times already. But still, if you have enjoyed this episode, please let me know. If I've entertained you, leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing if you don't want to miss out. My Discord has been so lonely recently. Only several hundred people are in there. We're creating quite a nice little community there, so if you'd like to join them, check the links in the description. But for now, try and get yourselves a bit of rest. And keep away from any really dangerous situations. Mainly, if anyone seems like a bit of an oddball, run. And if no one seems like the oddball, I have some bad news for you. But I'll see you in the next one.